So the Feast of the Ascension is upon us, and the Gospel is from Mark, and Mark says that Jesus has given this primordial commission, go out and proclaim the Gospel to all of creation. So not just to human beings, but to all of the creation, so the angelic world, I suppose, and the lands of cats and dogs and crocodiles and alligators, you name it, birds and bats, and even all the inanimate things. And the reason for this, I think, is because all of creation has come from God, and all of it is moving towards Him. So creation belongs to Him. So yes, proclaim the good news to all of creation. Mark says very, very interestingly that there are signs accompanied by the proclamation, and not only the proclamation of the good news, but by the very life of believers. He says that the demons are cast out, they speak in tongues, they'll be protected should they drink deadly poison or be bitten by snakes. And most importantly, the last sign is the healing of the sick, the healing of spirit, soul, and body. When we begin our life journey with God in faith, we are baptized, and one of those prayers there is called the prayer of exorcism. Almighty and ever-living God, you sent your only Son into the world to cast out the power of Satan, the spirit of evil, and the kingdom of darkness, and to rescue us from the kingdom of darkness. Now bring us now into the splendor of your kingdom of light. It's a beautiful prayer, prayed just before the anointing of the oil of catechumen. And as we look around the world today, it's pretty obvious to say that with the decline in baptism, at least in the Western world, you can see that the protection from evil accorded particularly to young people is no longer there, and so strange things are happening. Let's focus on the first sign, which is the protection against, or the casting out, I should say, of the demons. That's a very important sign. And Jesus in his ministry called the demonic by three names. He called him the deceiver and the murderer and the accuser. So you can see these particular signs: deception, lack of truth, murder, lack of respect for human life, and then accusation, the spirit of accusation, that is accusing people, making a judgment about people rather than showing them mercy, is part of the action of Satan right throughout history. So yes, there is a spirit of evil, and there is a spirit of goodness, and a spirit of light, and a spirit of good. This Ascension Sunday is an opportunity to recalibrate ourselves, to realise that this actually is life. Life is a battle between goodness and evil. It was St. John the 23rd, one of the great popes in the 20th century, that said, there's a lot more good in the world than you think, and there's a lot more evil in the world than you think. And that's why we need the protection of the grace of baptism, and most especially the grace of the Eucharist, that wonderful medicine of immortality.